Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gideon Sapon, and today I look at a very important issue to Ghanaians. I take a critical look at Ofori-Atta and his current detention in the US. What are the next steps for him? And then I look at the second part of it, which I think is also really important. And my position is that Ofori-Atta would have been far better off in Ghana. So let's do a deep dive into what are the next steps for Ofori-Atta. First point, Ofori-Atta was arrested sometime this month, January 6th, a couple of days ago in the US. The first step is the initial detention and processing, where he will be kept in the ICE detention facility. Here, under the United States law, he could receive 3 years ban for a duration of overstay between 180 to 365 days, and also for a 10-year ban, he would have overstayed his visa for over a year. This is the first stage of the processing and the detention. Then on January 20th, when he has his first hearing, basically the judge would decide to release him on bond or parole, or at the end of the day they could decide to hold him. The bond fine is a minimum of 1,500 USD. In my own personal estimation, I think that he will be released on bond. Then the third step is basically the issuance of removal documents. So this for visa overstays without prior removal orders, this leads to standard removal proceedings rather than expedited removal. Ofori-Atta is also wanted in Ghana, of course, for corruption-related accusations. And this particular process, the court proceedings, may go on for quite a while. It could go up to a year or two. It could take a while. Then the fourth process is the immigration court hearing. So the case would then move to an immigration judge. Once it moves to an immigration judge, Ofori-Atta can decide to apply for asylum adjustment of status, which we understand that he has already put in. And hearings can take months or years to be decided. Then the final stage is the appeals and final removal. So whatever the outcome, if it's not favorable to Ofori-Atta, he can appeal whatever decision that the judge decides on. And at the end of the appeal, if the decision is still goes against him, then essentially he would be removed and deported back to Ghana. But let me jump on to the next phase of this video. I strongly believe that Ofori-Atta could have avoided all of this negative press. He could have stayed in Ghana, he could have defended himself. Because basically in the last decade or two, our legal system here in Ghana has really failed to deal with political actors that are accused of corruption-related charges. So a number of things currently. Dr. Stephen Oponi, who is a member of the National Democratic Congress here, the current party which is in power in Ghana, he had a case beginning somewhere in 2018 when he was charged with causing financial loss to the state to a tune of millions. He was able to ride out the court case back and forth, and within a span of 8 years, his party came into power, and the new Attorney General decided to discontinue the case. So this is a classical political situation where a politician who was accused of causing financial loss to the state was able to the legal process went at such a slow pace that at the end of the day, the case got dismissed. Then this is really not a political case, but it goes to show how our legal process has failed to really deliver justice to a lot of Ghanaians. And I speak of the men's gold the men's gold issue involving Nana Appiah Mensah, which began somewhere in 2019. We are in 2026, 7 years down the line. We haven't seen the end of this particular issue. I can make mention of Wuntumi of the current opposition NPP, who was arrested indeed, but currently he's on bail. He's free. He's walking free in Ghana. And my prediction essentially is that in the next 5 years, we will not see an end to this particular Wuntumi issue. We can talk about the banking crisis, where essentially a number of banks were collapsed for various reasons, including corruption-related issues. And we could basically count a number of people who have faced the full rigors of the law. That this goes a long way to show the impunity we witness among political actors in this country, because the law has not been efficient in dealing with a lot of these cases. I mean, broader cases, we can talk about Ahmed Twale, where he was murdered, and up to now, we haven't seen the end of the issue. We could talk about the murder of JB Dankwa several years ago. We haven't seen the end of this issue. So this pattern where our legal process takes a long while to resolve issues gives Ken Ofori-Atta a big boost. I personally do not understand why he opted to stay in the US, given the excuse of political persecution, which I doubt that is really, or that would be the case in Ghana. But one thing is for sure is that you can bet that Ken Ofori-Atta would come to Ghana, and in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, we wouldn't see an end to his particular case. Thank you very much for watching my video. You can subscribe. Watch out for my next video where I come to you with fresh ideas, unique perspectives. Thank you very much, and until then.